Raylene Garwood has proudly served in both the Australian Army and the Royal Australian Air Force. Today, she dedicates much of her time in supporting fellow veterans through her volunteer work in the welfare space. Her deep passion lies with the Waler, a rare military pedigree horse breed with bloodlines that stretch back before World War I.
I was told, at the time it was a backhanded compliment, but I've learnt to appreciate the wisdom of that particular selection panel's decision, that I was probably too set in my ways to be successful at RMC in terms of the ability of the military to break you down, whether it's through fatigue, physical training, or just hard work, and then rebuild you in the identity of an officer that the Army wanted. One of the best and one of the worst things about being a veteran. It is very easy to become a victim veteran, and where's my entitlement? Bloody DVA. Oh, it's so unfair, I need 80 points, I want a gold card and $90,000 for my kids. The legislation is better than any other country in the world. It doesn't mean that the legislation can't be better, but I think what most veterans fail to understand or haven't been taught or just told is that the military promises that DVA will look after you when you get out. The military is in no position to make that promise. To my mind, the biggest sin that has been committed, the biggest crime that has happened to veterans is the monetisation of the veteran, rather than the recovery and reintegration of the veteran.
You mentioned about some other work you're doing. Tell me about your work around the Veterans Retreat.
Okay, so it's a 4-bedroom, nearly new house located at Interlaken, which is up on the Central Highlands. It's about halfway between anywhere and anywhere, halfway between Launceston and Hobart, but it is in a shack precinct. So there's no infrastructure up there at all in terms of street lights, post offices, shops. And it is adjacent to the Vietnam Veterans Bush Retreat, which was built about 30 years ago. And it was built to be a space that the Bush Retreat and our retreat was built to be a place where you could get away from the world, get away from the white noise, that was comfortable and safe either for a group of veterans to get together and go fishing, or to take your family and just chillax. I've been up there in the snow, I've been up there in the middle of summer, great fishing. Lake Sorrel's recently become carp free. They're starting to pull good brown trout out of there, but it's just a place where you can go for a bit of peace and quiet.
That's the Veterans Retreat. What about your work with horses?
Yes. The whole synchronicity of, I've always had horses, often horses that have a certain death wish which involves me, not them. But when I was in Tyndall of a weekend, I'd go mustering. One of the guys had a mustering contract, and the first I knew about it, he said, "Oh, here, you've got a saddle up here." I went, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to come horse riding?" I went, "Yes, thanks." And started mustering first on Mambaloo and then on VRD, which is Vic River Downs. And of course the Waler horse is the breed that took the Australian light horse to Damascus, and was the first successful conquering crusade since the Knights Templar to actually enter Damascus and Jerusalem, which is no small feat. And they are legendary in terms of their load carrying and their endurance, but I think what sets them apart is they are a breed like no other. They want to bond with you, and they have to be number one horse in the pecking order.